What is up, Ludi Bros Army? It's your boy, Big Bro Lamar Ludi, sitting down to go over my U7 deck that I got second place with at a locals here at Endgame Cards Anime in Ventura, California. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on. You're going to want to be notified when content like this is dropping. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the deck. It's a standard U7 deck with a couple of changes thanks to the new support that's come out. I think we all know what the leader does at this point. I don't want to take too much time going over cards that are usually ran in a standard U7 list. When the leader attacks, you're going to draw one, you're going to burst three, draw one, send one to the graveyard or to the drop on your unawakened side. Then on the awakened side, he's going to go ahead, draw one, place up to three in the drop, and the Sparking 20, you're going to grab back a mono red U7 card. So we all know what the leader does. Starting off with some standard cards that we're going to be running in this list. We've got four Android 17s heeding the call. And we're going to back that up with, I backed it up with 4 copies of the Sun Gohan 1-drop to go ahead and search that top 5. So those are those turn 1 plays that you're looking for. Now, I also had one Android 18 Stalwart Assistance. So those are all the things I was looking for, hoping for this guy off of the burst, the 1-drop Sun Gohan or the 1-drop Android 18 to go ahead and get me going, searching through that first layer of cards in your deck. I went ahead and included the Skillless package, which is 4 Piccolos. They're the U7 Skillless Piccolos, so that way when you combo with them, your Sun Gohan will get his effect. And that has a very good interaction with something in the Z deck later on. Some other things that are pretty standard, so we don't need to spend too much time on it. 4 copies of the Frieza Super Combo, 4 copies of the Golden Frieza for the Universe of Survival, 4 copies of the Son Goku Sign of Mastery, and 4 copies of the Android 17 for the Universe of Survival. So all this stuff is very standard in most U7 decks, and helped me out, this weekend in this tournament. So here's something new that was added into the deck is this Android 18 with Reckless Abandon. So let's go ahead and check her out. Counter. She's going to limit 1, negate the attack, and play this card. Then you can choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it's going to get minus 15 power for the turn. So that's a nice effect. And you can stack that with the Son Goku Sign of Mastery, playing on your opponent's turn to get something 30k off of the board. Or you can stack it with our free counterplay from our Unison, which we'll see that in a little bit. Permanent Sparking 7. If your leader is a mono red U7 Son Goku card, you're going to reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand and your drop by 2. So she's just a 1 cost. And then permanent, if this card would be removed from a battle area, you're going to remove it from the game instead. And the final permanent, you can activate this card's counter skill from your drop by paying its energy cost and by discarding 1 card from your hand. So she's very useful, especially since the change of the erratas to Violent Rays. This card can kind of come in and fill that spot just a little bit as a counter. Of course, it's not as good as Violent Rays, but this does what the deck is looking. This can fill in what the deck is looking to do. She's a U7 card. You don't mind if you burst her off the top. However, you're going to go ahead and get her into the drop. You don't mind sending her there that way. So next, I was running 2 copies of SSB Kaioken, just using him for his auto to choose all your opponent's battle cards with 20k power or less and KO him, or that activate main. You can get rid of something ignoring barrier if you have something problematic out there. To complement that Skillless package, I was running 2 Android 18 and 1 Android 17. I want to run 3 Android 18s just to stay with the Android 18 extra battle cards. But they all do the same thing, where if you have a mono red U7 and that's Skillless in the combo area and this card, then you can draw 1 card. And in the games before that final round, I was able to get my hand size up very well because I saw my Gohan at the very beginning and played him out. I was comboing with the Skillless to draw for his effect, and I was comboing with these early to get an extra draw. So it was working out very well for me in those first 2 rounds of the tournament. Now, something that I ran was 3 copies of SSB Vegeta for the Universe of Survival. When he's played, you're going to draw 1. Choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier. They're going to get minus 15. So I had a lot of stuff to try and get around barrier cards. And then I was running 2 copies of Son Goku Divine Presence, Deflect Dual Attack. And then once again, this is able to abuse those red skill lists that are in your deck and get those to add to the combo. So he's a useful, very useful card. Both of these were coming in and putting in work. Now, you might have noticed I wasn't running any of the 8-drop. I wanted to keep all my plays nice and cheap, and I felt like, you know, that was the way to go in this particular weekend. So for my Unison, I did go with the baby Unison. Now, going forward, I don't know if I still want to go with baby, but his activate main is always good because he's going to draw 1 card and he's going to get an opponent's battle card to place under him. He'll get 10k. In that final matchup, he got triple striked off the board, and I kind of wish that I had Jiren in that case instead of baby, but this is okay. For other matchups, this was okay. And then you're going to follow that up with Videl, and she's going to be your counterplay that's going to come in, Spirit Boost 1. You'll be able to minus 2 of your opponent's battle cards by 20k. So that was the Unison package. Now I was running 2 Hidden Power East Supreme Kais. I ran 3 After Image, and I ran 3 Testing the Ops. I could already think of some changes I want to do here. Might even think about taking out the Hidden Powers and finding, you know, some space for some other cards. And then the final card for the deck, of course, is the God. For my extra deck, I wanted to try out, because this was some new support that came in the anniversary box, so I wanted to try this out, but I don't think I played him all day. The Ultra Instinct Son Goku Unthinking Onslaught. He costs 3, and for 3 Z energy, he's got Deflect, Barrier, and Dual Attack. Auto limit 1. If this card is in rest mode and you discard 1 card from your hand, when you use one of your red skillless battle cards in a combo, you'll choose up to one of your cards that gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. And then auto, at the end of your turn, you'll switch this card to active mode. Activating Battle Limit 1, if your leader is a Warrior of Universe 7 card, then you're going to switch this card to rest mode. You can add 1 red skillless battle card from your drop to your hand. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards or Unison is going to get minus 15,000 power. I wanted to try and test the guy out, but I didn't play him all day. And then the 2 copies of SS4 Son Goku Defender of Life. So he's always going to be solid. But the one that just puts in so much work, Rush Attack SSB Vegeta. I'm running 3 copies of him. Might as well just bump it to 4. In that final game against Magenta, I did tap 1 for a Android 17 to start off my what would end up being my final turn on offense. And now that I think back on it, I probably should have just got into this guy 3 different times. So he comes in and puts in so much work. We all know what he does. Deflect. When this card attacks, you're going to use a mono red card with 5,000 combo power from your drop in a combo with its skills negated for the turn. Additionally, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards or Unison is going to get minus 15,000 power for the turn. So what I was trying to do was, and I did it earlier in the day, but if I had the Son Gohan out there, when you use a mono red skillless battle card in a combo, you'll draw 1. So, of course, you could go into your skillless cards, or I think it might even work to where if you're using a card and its skills are negated, then that counts as a skillless card. So you're able to plus with Gohan. You're able to plus with Gohan when you swing with Rush Attack. So that's, you know, I did have some healthy hand sizes before I ran into Magenta in that final round. But that was my deck. Like I said, I got second place at locals with it. I can already think of some changes that I'm gonna want to make to this deck. I kind of talked a little bit about deck loyalty during the that final round, and I think like this is one of my favorite decks. You know, just overall, especially like I said, you know, you pull this card. I go ahead and play it. I know some people probably think I'm crazy, but I like to go ahead and play mine. All right, well, thank you guys for tuning into this video, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you for watching the video.